Hi guys, welcome to math class today. Okay, so I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is this is your last math video of the mobile learning. Yay! We made it to the last one. I'm so excited for you and proud of you. You've done so well. That's the good news. Now it's time for the bad news. Well, it's not necessarily bad, but I think you know where I'm going for this because there's a little something behind my shoulder. It's assessment day, that's right. So we've had an assessment every week so far in math throughout this mobile learning, just like we have in school, in real school. When we're in the classroom together, we have an assessment every week. We alternate test, quiz, test, quiz. Well, it's time for our last one, but this is no ordinary assessment. This is the last math assessment for your fourth grade career. So let's do our very best on this one. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Just take this assessment for me to let me know where you are and what all you've learned this year. Now, this assessment is going to be a little different, kind of like all of our other assessments have been a little different so far. So let me go over how this assessment is going to work. Let me share my screen. Some of this will be familiar to you, and then some of this will be a little bit new. So let's go ahead and get started. It's time for our learning assessment day. Here are some reminders for do's and don'ts for our assessment. Remember, assessments are to be done independently. That means all by yourself. We are not going to have siblings or parents assist us during the assessment or even after the assessment when maybe they're checking your work before you turn it in. We're not going to have that, okay? We're also not going to be using our book. Now, what I mean by that is we're not going to be looking back to any yellow boxes, or we're not going to be looking forward into our handbook pages, anything like that. Just stay on the pages that you've been assigned for today. We're not going to be using any other resources or devices, multiplication charts, or anything to assist you during this time. However, just like with any test or quiz, if you need to make a multiplication chart, you're welcome to do that, but it needs to be done during your assessment time. Remember, this is just like how we would do it in class, so just how you'll be working independently. We wouldn't be calling in your parents or your siblings to help you. You wouldn't be getting out a calculator. We're not going to be doing that on this assessment either. Let's treat it like we would if we were in the classroom. When it comes to mobile learning, character does count. I'm having to put my faith and my trust in you that you are taking this assessment with good character and you are doing that without any assistance. So make your character shine during this assessment. Okay. Here are some supplies that you're going to need. Hopefully you already have them handy. If not, you'll need to pause the video and get these and press play when you're all ready to go. Of course, you will need your math book. That's a given. And of course, you'll need something to write with, a pencil. And lastly, you might need a scratch sheet of paper just in case you do not have enough room in your textbook. Once again, if you do not have these items, go ahead and press pause and resume the video when you're all set. By now, we should all be ready with our supplies. Let's move on to our assessment. Today's assessment will be coming from lesson 168, and that is found on pages 303 and 304. At the top, you'll see the title, General Review. This is going to be reviewing over many things that we've learned this year as a fantastic fourth grader in our math class. Everything from how to write numbers to our special numbers, how to convert, what different measurements actually measure, how to divide. There is just a few things. I think there's just one thing that we are not going to be assessing on, and I'm going to share that with you in just a moment, okay? Hopefully you have your book out. Turn to page 304. Go to section 5. What page am I on? 304. I'm on section 5. Go to letter B. Letter B. We have not discussed this type of problem yet, so you're welcome to try 5B, but I will not be holding that against you because we have not discussed how to divide if there is a decimal in the divisor. We've talked about how to divide, or we've done dividing before when we're talking about money, but I haven't taught you yet how to divide when you have a decimal in the divisor. So once again, you are welcome to try that, but I will not be holding 5B against you. However, while we're at section 5, let's look at those instructions carefully. It says divide and check. In previous assessments, many students have gotten the dividing part all correct, but they forgot to go back and read the instructions, and they didn't check when I knew that they knew how to do it. So please make sure that you're stopping and checking that out to the side in order to earn those points, okay? Excuse me. For section 6, it says to multiply and check. Go ahead and check that out to the side, okay? All right, everything else should be good to go. For section 7, you're just making equivalent fractions. Section 8, follow the signs. Remember, for section 8 and section 9, you must ask yourself the 2 questions. Question number 1, is this fraction a proper fraction? If not, you need to make it a proper fraction. Question number 2, can I reduce? If the fraction is reduced, then you're all set. If it needs to be reduced, you must reduce it in order to earn all of those points that you're looking for, okay? All right, so our assessment is on lesson 168, pages 303 through 304. We're doing all of the black problems only, with the exception of section 5, letter B, okay? Now you have everything that you need to know for your assessment for today. It's time for you to get started. Here's a couple of reminders for when you finish. When you finish, it will be time to turn in your assessment. Assessments will be turned in by texting or emailing me a picture of your assessment. I do need a picture of both of these pages. Please make sure that you have your name, date, and number at the top of page 303 before you turn it in. Also, this last item is very important. Today is the last day to turn in all assessments. So whether you're taking a reading assessment or a math assessment or a language assessment, all assessments will be due today by 3 o'clock. This is coming straight from Principal Smith. She wants all things to be turned in today. Okay, guys, it's time for you to go ahead and get finished. Don't forget, or excuse me, get started. Don't forget, it's lesson 168, pages 303 through 304. It'll say general review at the top. Do all the black problems except for section 5, letter B. You can either leave that blank or give it a try. I will not be holding you accountable for that one. Okay, guys, do the best that you can. Don't forget to text me a picture of front and back with your name, date, and number at the top. See you next time. Bye.